The kind of like the obsession, I think, started when I was about 5 years old. It was from that moment that I realized I really, really enjoyed the tangibility of certain shows and characters. Barney is a great example. Bear in the Big Blue House is another example. I would say Sesame Street, of course. Elmo was my very first birthday party. And then The Muppet Show. I had The Muppet Show Season 1 on DVD. And I loved things like Pixar, you know, like Buzz and Woody and Mickey and stuff. But I also knew that I couldn't ever really meet Buzz and Woody in person. And if I did, it would be at the parks and they'd be like 8 feet tall and it just wouldn't feel the same. It is still like a magical and fun experience, but it's just different from meeting Big Bird, because when you meet Big Bird, it's the real Big Bird. He's the one that you've been watching, and he's the one that you will continue to watch, and he will remember you. And they're kind of the only characters that can do that, because the soul is always maintained through their performer. It doesn't change until very specific circumstances, usually death, and then somebody else will take over for that person. So you've always got this person with a long, studied, wonderful, rich, and personal history with these characters that obviously I couldn't articulate when I was 5 years old, but I was very just like a laser beam, just sort of, I was attracted to that thing and I wanted to move toward it. The moment that I got the email saying I was going to be a part of it, I was actually a student here at the time, and I remember being so excited to tell all of my professors, I'm gonna be gone for a week. The audition process for that was actually fairly simple, and this one was record, I think it had to be about 2 minutes, yourself walking onto camera, stopping in the center of the frame, looking at the camera, saying a few words, showing a few distinct character voices, singing a little bit, and then walking out. They sent me an email, and much in the same way Donald Duck floats up in the air when he smells a pie, that was me for the next 3 days. I didn't walk, I just glided through life, just so excited to tell everybody Sesame Street thought my puppetry was worthy of going to visit. And so I went and did that 3-day workshop, and it was just magical. Yeah, shooting takes place out in New York. We actually shoot Sesame Street in Queens at Kaufman Astoria Studios. And it's been there now for the last 30 years. I remember my first time walking onto that set. I was amazed at this combination of feelings, which is, it's so small and it's so big. It was just real, and it was just so bizarre being in a place that I'd lived in for such a long time for the first time. That's such a weird thing. And now I know it very intimately, and so I just sit around, you know, during lunch or whatever, or if I'm bored, I just sit on the 1, 2, 3 steps. I'll sit in Hooper's store and just be on Instagram. If I need a private moment, I will literally just crawl into Oscar's can, because nobody's gonna bother you in there. And I'll just like hide away for 30 minutes until I'm needed on set. I can hear what's happening because I'm on set. So if they need me, I'll just pop out and we'll go do my thing. My second shoot with the Muppets, I was asked if I wanted to help out Kermit on the Michael Bublé Christmas special, which is being shot at 30 Rockefeller Center on 8H, which is where they shoot Saturday Night Live. The idea that I'm sitting underneath a grand piano with Michael Bublé 5 feet away, Kermit the Frog 3 feet away, and they're both kind of like singing right here, a duet, and then this SNL stage is right here. And I'm thinking, how many people would pay so much money to be in the position I'm in right now? And the idea that they're paying me to be sitting here in this position, I was like, I can't take your money. It's also Disney, so like, I can take your money. You have plenty, that's fine. But I just couldn't believe that I was in that position. So that was one of my first moments where I'm like, I cannot believe that my like silly dream turned into this. I was at SAC here for 2 years in the radio TV broadcasting program. Part of the reason I did it is because I really wanted to learn how TV worked, just in general. You know, I learned from YouTube videos, but what on-hand opportunities did I have? I didn't have any at home, I had a phone. and a very old camcorder. So I was like, I want to learn the technical term, because the more I am able to learn about this, the more ready I'll be when I walk onto set at Sesame Street. So being able to go into that world with an understanding of what's happening in the control room, with an understanding of what the camera people are going through, what the sound people are going through, really helps, because puppetry is such a unique thing. There is this camaraderie and this teamwork and this family aspect that says, you know, what's unheard of in Hollywood is the camera person saying, if you go back there, I can come over here and we can make sure that you two are on the same plane. And so being able to describe in a way that respects the craft of others, how to best capture my art form and help other people understand in a way that respects their craft but also enhances ours, and it becomes this big work togetherness of a project is wonderful.